It's time for another podcast. It's time for another podcast. Another Nerdy Virgin podcast. It's happening. We did this. We're doing this. I'm in this place where I'm trying to flow off of my emotions more than off of my intellect. Maybe there was no intellect. Maybe it's better to flow off of the emotions. Or maybe a better way of looking at it is saying that I am trying to use my emotions and my intellect to get together. It's one whole thing. And this is in the context of the stand-up, where I feel like I've been getting a little bit too self-indulgent. And now when I'm going up on stage, I'm trying to let out what I feel, which translates to a lot of yelling. There's been a lot of yelling happening, and it's probably not a good thing. It's a lot more tiring, but in some ways right now it's a lot more fun. And there's a lot of wind there because I'm not doing this in a studio. And there's going to be even more wind. This could be a terrible recording. But as long as it's emotionally true. But I think what I want to talk to you about today is a grave matter. They're pulling Star Trek Prodigy from the Paramount Plus app. They're pulling Star Trek Prodigy, which of all the Star Trek shows that are new, I think it's one of the best ones. They finished the second season. It's not released yet. They're basically done with the second season, but they are canceling it and pulling it. And the theory is that they might be trying to sell it to another platform. The whole reason I got the Paramount Plus app in the first place was because I like Star Trek. And they're going to put all the Star Trek stuff there. And I thought, all right, fine. Even though Star Trek takes place in a future where there is no money and there is no want, and they live in a utopia, I will pay you $15 a month to experience the fantasy of living in a world where I don't have to pay someone $15 a month to get my Star Trek. And now they are removing it. If they sell it to another app, and now I've got two apps for Star Trek, that's not that's not a Star Trek universe. That's a Star Wars Height of the Empire universe. That's what that is right there. I feel like there's this pattern with Paramount where they keep trying to start a new channel or a new platform, and they're going to use Star Trek as the foundation, and it always fails. Remember UPN? Remember that? We're gonna start a new network, and Star Trek is going to be the cornerstone of that network. And now that's the Paramount Plus app. Star Trek is going to be the cornerstone of the app. We're going to create a whole universe. And then the investor said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Looking at these numbers, no, you most certainly are not. I say this as someone who loves Star Trek, and I think we all need to come to terms with this as a reality. Star Trek is great, but at the same time, you can't build a foundation of a platform on Star Trek, okay? It's not a basement level, it's not a foundation thing, okay? Star Trek is a really nice bedroom on the third floor of your platform, okay? It was like it used to be the firstborn son's room, and then he moved out, and now you turned it into a study. That's what Star Trek is, not the foundation. And we're all okay with this. There was something nice about the fact that in the 80s, when they're making the Star Trek movies, they didn't have the same budget that Star Wars had, but there was something kitschy about it. You know, Star Wars, you have these huge battle sequences, and then Star Trek, you've got Kirk and Spock arguing. And I liked that. Kirk and Spock arguing. And at one point, I think there's a toilet nearby. That's all we want to see. We don't need to see the big explosions. We need to see Kirk and Spock having an argument. And Spock going, that's illogical. Oh, and Bones being there. It's Kirk, Spock, and Bones. What am I saying? Bones and Spock having an argument, and Kirk just kind of leaning back, giving a bemused expression of kind of enjoying that these other two people are fighting. That's what we need. That's what we want. That's what we want. Don't need to be big, huge explosions. Don't need to have a war in every episode. We don't need that. We just need people on a ship, one ship. We just need one ship, and we just need to know that some of the people on the ship hate the other people on the ship, and we want to watch them fight. That's all we need. That's all we need to keep going. All right, I feel like I've covered this. I feel good about this rant. I feel very good about this rant. I'm doing this thing where I'm repeating myself over and over again. All right, that was manufactured. So, right now, I feel like my stand-up has gotten really bombastic, but I feel like I've lost the thoughtfulness to which somebody watching might respond, good, we're not here to watch Socrates, we're here to watch the jokey jokes. The 1-2 punch, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But maybe I want to be philosophical. Maybe I want to take a second and breathe and ponder the meaning of life. I think I need to live a bit more too. I'm really in a kind of a rut where I work, get up on stage, go home, play Star Trek Online. Those are really the only three things I do. And eat things I shouldn't eat. And then complain about my IBS. That is the essence of my life. I work, I do stand up, I play Star Trek Online. I eat things I shouldn't eat. And then I complain about having IBS. It's that cycle. But then again, when I think about all the adventures that I could take, for me, the first thing that comes to mind is not even, it's like, maybe we should try that restaurant. That for me that's an Indiana Jones movie for me. I don't know what's going to happen. If they don't have the right kind of salad, or if I take a risk on their kebabs, that could be the end of it for my digestive system. That's a major ride for me. I'm farting as I'm saying this. It's almost like my intestines are listening to me talk about this. If I didn't know better, I'd say that my brain and my gut were connected by an intricate nervous system, one affecting the other. Also might have been a mistake to go on this walk before eating or drinking anything on a hot day. I mean, it's not even that hot. You know, it's Burbank. 95 degrees, which is, Burbank winter. Although I'll tell you, man, this last winter was wet. Nice that I welcome the heat. Should I say that? Am I tempting fate when I say that? Probably going to be a worse fire season now, right? Because all the rains meant more things are growing, so it's more foliage, more to catch on fire. Oh, it's going to be bad. It is not going to be pretty. I got to say, though, I love the California sun. I always have. And I always will. Oh, this is getting nostalgic. I'm also trying to do more writing. Trying to write some novels. And the problem is I'm going back and I'm rereading what I've written. And I hate every minute of it. I think the problem is I am trying to recapture who I was in my 20s, and I'm no longer that person. I want to write something, I just don't know what. Dare I say it, I think it has to be more nonfiction. I want to take what's actually happening in life and find the humor. Oh, you mean stand-up comedy? Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's precisely what I mean. Actually, if I should write about anything, I should talk about the circumstances surrounding my mom's death and how I feel pretty strongly about how we need to rethink end-of-life process in this country. Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. This is getting juicy. Because, I mean, luckily, she went pretty fast, but I think we could have made it faster, which doesn't sound good on my part. I mean, it sounds a little heartless, but just in the interest of efficiency, it's just, I talk to people who have pets, and the pet gets sick, and the vet goes, there's no point. And so they bring the pet in, they give them an injection, they go to sleep, and it's over. And why is it that seems more humane to me than a situation where the human doctors are saying, yeah, there's no point, it's over. Okay, well now, they either take them home or they go into a hospice, and we're just waiting for them to die on their own. And sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes weeks. I don't know, I feel like there's a better way to do it. Like in my mom's case. She was, last night of her life was having seizures. And I don't think that was necessary. I'd like to think I know her pretty well. And I think that once it was decided that it was not looking good, I think she would have been totally fine with being put to sleep with one injection and then ending it with another. I don't think she needed to take time to say goodbye to anybody. I think she and I had a good relationship. I think she had a good relationship with my dad, insofar as that, married 40 years. It's a complex relationship, but a good one. I think she would have had no problem with that. So it was 2 more days of potential suffering. That's what irritates me. Well, this got dark real fast, didn't it? I mean, at first we were just having a good-natured conversation about streaming platforms, and now it's turned into a meditation on death. If that's not self-indulgent, I don't know what is. I should probably write about that. That might be more useful. It felt good to get that out. It felt good to talk that out. Well, 13 minutes. I mean, I think that's enough, right? I've been aiming for 20. But this feels pretty good. This is on par with a Mark Maron speech at the beginning of one of his podcasts. The only thing that's missing now is content that anyone would care about. The other hour of a conversation with someone that people would go, oh, I want to listen to this podcast. Isn't that something? Well, I'm feeling good about this. I'm expecting a call from my dad at any moment. The wind is kicking up again. I'm not even sure you can hear this. I think we're good. This is good. I just want to get it to 15. This is the obsessive compulsive part of me. I just want to get that marker to 15 minutes, and then I'll feel like I've accomplished something for the day. Yes. Oh, that's the advantage of podcasting. There's no one around to tell me, hey, you need to rewrite that.